Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Students, hope so you all are enjoying the online study. Well, today what we are going to discuss, the individual level. You know what, student? We know it that the different organs are basically making the organ system, as I have explained to you before. Now, in this organ system, like we have learned many of the organ systems in your science class from the start, like digestive system, central nervous system, respiratory system. Similarly, there is an excretory system. There is a cardiac, like circulatory system. So these all systems together are making a living organism. These all organ system all together is making the organisms. So different organs are making the organ system, and different organ system are making a complete organism. So this complete organism is known as an individual. Like different organs and the organ systems are organized together and they are forming an individual or organism. In organism, the function, process, activity of the various organ and organ system are coordinated. These all organ system students, they used to coordinate with each other so that the organism is going to survive better way. Let's suppose the central nervous system used to coordinate with all of the rest of the system, digestive system, respiratory system, excretory system, and this coordination is basically making a complete living organism. For example, there is a man like you, and if you are doing the exercise, what will happen? The muscles are working with you. The circulatory system, like your blood transport, is working with you, like your heartbeat, your respiration. So beta, listen to me what I mean to say. If you are doing the exercise, you have seen that your muscles activity used to increase. Similarly, due to that, the cardiac system, the heartbeat also used to increase. Similarly, the rate of respiration is also going to increase. The heartbeat is used to increase so that the blood circulation is going to reach to the muscles because the muscle activity is getting increased. Similarly, the oxygen level used to reduce in the body due to the exercise, so the respiratory rate also used to increase. Your breathing rate, like taking in the oxygen and releasing out the carbon dioxide rate, is also going to increase so that oxygen level is going to maintain inside the body. So beta, these all systems are working together, they are coordinating with each other so that a human organism is going to survive properly. When a man is engaged in continuous and the hard exercise, not only his muscle is working, but also the other organelles, like other organs, like other organ system, respiration, heartbeat, they are also going to increase. The respiration rate and the heart rate is all increasing so that the oxygen level and the food level to the muscle is going to reach continuously. So that muscles are going to continuously work. If beta, let's suppose the energy level in the muscle is going to reduce. If let's suppose if the respiratory system is not going to work with the coordination, or if cardiac muscle, the heartbeat, is not going to work in the coordination, so whenever you are going to do the exercise, you are going to die. Why? The reason is that your muscles are not going to get the oxygen on the time as well as the energy or the food on the time, so they are going to dead and you are going to get paralyzed. That's why their coordination is too much important. Similarly, students, what is the population level? When these individuals, the same individuals, when they are going to interact with each other, so this would be known as the population. So students, listen the population definition very much carefully, that what is the meaning of population? The population means that when the organisms, the similar organisms which are interacting with each other and living together is known as a population. A population is basically a group of the organism of the same species located in the same place. Let me to explain you in detail. Basically, students, the population means that when the same individual, same organism, same species living together, the two things, what is that? Same species and they are living together in same place, then that will be known as the population level. If the same organisms, same species living together in the same place, then that will be known as what? That will be known as the population level. Let's suppose, beta, what is the population of your class? You all are same species, one thing. You all are in the same place, so it's the population. What is the population of the school? Obviously, you all are living in the same place in your school and you all are the same species, same organism. Like, what is the population of the Pakistan? You all are the same species and you all are living in the same place, that is the Pakistan. So the population of the Pakistan is 73.5 million and that was in 2010. Okay, so this is known as a population level. Now, what is basically the population? Together, the populations are making what? When these populations join together, when the different population, they used to interact with each other, they are forming the community. When different populations, when they used to interact with each other, they used to form a community level. Let me tell you in detail. The community is basically assemblage of different populations. When different population used to assemble and start interacting with each other, then this will be known as the community. When the different populations assembled plus start interacting with each other within the same environment is known as a community. So if I'm going to ask you what is the community level, beta, you are going to say that when different populations assemble with and interact with each other, when different populations assemble and interact with each other in the same environment, then this will make a community. Let me give you some example. A forest, if you are going to see the forest, then it do have the different communities. In the forest, there is a community of the trees, there is a community of the birds, there is a community of the lions, there is a community of the zebras, there is a community of many other animals, leopard, tiger, there is a community of the fox, the population of the fox. So what is happening, beta? There is the different trees, there would be the different birds, the population of the different trees, the population of the different birds, the population of the different lions, the population of the zebras, the population of grass, the population of the flowers. These all are the populations which are going to assemble with each other and going to interact with each other at the same environment, then this will be known as a community. Like, let's suppose, beta, the birds are going to interact with the trees. The lion is going to eat the zebra and the zebra is going to eat the grass and the flowers. So they all are going to interact with each other. So the different population interaction with each other at the same environment, then this will be known as a community. So that's why it is said that a forest is the community, because the forest include different plants, microorganisms like bacteria, viruses, as the fungi, and many of the animal species. The community or collection of the organism, you can say beta. What is the community? That it is a collection of the organism in which one population may increase and other population may decrease. So, what actually this means? Let me to explain you. Listen to me, student. Listen to me very much carefully. As I'm telling you that the communities are interacting with each other. Let's suppose if one organism number is going to increase, the other will decrease. Just like that, the lion and the zebra. If let's suppose lion is depending upon the zebra, so obviously the lion's number will increase, and if the lion number is increasing, so obviously the zebra's number will be decreased because the lion is eating the zebra. Let's suppose student, if the zebra is there, and if the zebra is so if the zebra's number, if the lion is eating the zebra, so obviously the zebra's number will decrease. If the lion is eating the zebra's number will decrease. Let's see the zebras and the grass. Let's suppose the zebra is eating the grass. If the zebra's number are increasing, obviously the grass will decrease. The reason is that the zebras will eat all the grass. So this is known as an interaction. Student, is it clear to you? This is known as an interaction, that each organism is depending upon other organisms. So some communities are very much complex. Like I have given you the example of the forest, like pond, the water pond. The water pond do have the population of the plants, water weeds, population of fishes, population of frogs, population of snails, population of other like insects, water insects, population of the worms. So these all population interacting with each other is making the community of the water pond community. So these communities are very much complex, but some communities are also very simple, just like a fallen log, just like a stone stuck with the ground. Now what actually it means, the fallen log? It's just like the piece of the wood fall on the grass. So you will see that in this wood there would be many insects who are living inside. There would be the grass. There would be many insects who are going to live in the grass of that is just near to that wooden log. In fact, there would be many insects that is present in the soil that is just below the log. So this is also making a community. Similarly, let's suppose there is a stone which is on the ground. So if you are going to pick up the stone, you are going to find many of the ants are going to be there. The population of the ants, the population of the insects, the population of the worms. So this is also a simple population. So some communities are very much simple. In the simple community, number and the size of population is limited. If let's suppose we are going to say that in simple communities there is not that much population. Their size is very much less. If any change in the biotic or abiotic factor will cause the disaster and the long lasting effect. If there is any kind of a change in the biotic, what is the biotic? The living factors, the living organisms, the living factors, and abiotic, the non-living factors. Let's suppose if there is more rain is a non-living factor, so it is an abiotic factor. If let's suppose there would be more rain, when there would be more rain, then what it would cause? It will cause the flood, and it is going to destroy the community, and this will be the very much large, you can say, disaster. Similarly, when there would be a storm or tornadoes, it will result in the great disaster. This is also a abiotic factor. Similarly, earthquake is the abiotic factor. So disturbance in the abiotic factor will result in the everlasting or the long lasting effect on the community. Similarly, beta, as well as in the disturbance in the biotic factor, the disturbance in the biotic factor will also result in the disturbance of the community. Let's suppose if the grass is going to finish, then how the herbivores are going to live, how those animals are going to survive who are depending upon the grass. So this is basically here they are telling that biotic and abiotic factor have the long lasting effect. Now the last point which I am going to discuss is the biosphere, and these all communities together is making the ecosystem. The all communities together is making the ecosystem. Students, are you getting my point? What is an ecosystem? Let me tell you. But first try to understand that the different communities will interact with each other. The different communities will interact with each other will result in the ecosystem. What is the ecosystem? The ecosystem is basically the interaction of living organisms with the non-living component of the environment. Interaction of the living environment with non-living environment is known as the ecosystem. So different communities, like students, let's suppose the community of the forest, the community of the water, the community of the sea, they are interacting with each other. The air, that is air present in the community, you are also interacting with the air. You are taking in the carbon dioxide and removing out, you are taking in oxygen and removing out the carbon dioxide. This is the interaction. You are also interacting with the non-living, like water. You are drinking the water, right? So this is the interaction. Like air, you need air for survival, you need water for survival, you need heat for survival, you need sunlight for the survival. So what is this? This is like that you are interacting with the non-living components. For the living organism, for the survival of the living organism, we need non-living things. Like your house is a non-living thing, but without house it is very difficult to survive. You need air, you need water, you need a clean environment. So this is the interaction of the living organisms with a non-living thing, and this together is known as a ecosystem. So different communities, when they are going to interact with each other, they are forming the ecosystem. It is very simple to understand. Let's suppose there is a tree. You are giving water to the tree. Tree is growing and will give you the fruit. You will eat the fruit and then you will live. Similarly, if there is no wheat, if there is no oxygen, there will be no wheat. If there is no wheat, then you are going to have a hunger, and due to the hunger, you are going to die. So that's why beta, the living organism is interacting with the non-living organism, and this is known as an ecosystem. And these all ecosystem together is making a biosphere. Biosphere, sphere is the earth, because earth is a spherical, and the life on the earth is known as a biosphere. And the interaction of the atmosphere, like this is the atmosphere, like air, oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, many of the air is there. So interaction of these all things with each other is known as a biosphere. So in that whole topic, what we have learned that subatomic level are together making the atom together making the elements together making the molecules together are making the organelles together is making a cell together is making a tissue together is making the organ together is making a organ system together is making a organism Organism together is making a population. Population together is making a community. Community together is making the ecosystem. And ecosystem together is making our earth or biosphere. Hope so beta you understand the things, and if you have any query you can discuss with me. Stay blessed and Allah Hafiz.